DIMO, a diversified conglomerate in Sri Lanka, recently made headlines as they rebranded all their power and energy operations as DIMO Energy. Now, DIMO Energy is committed towards facilitating power generation in Sri Lanka while sticking to their corporate purpose of fueling dreams and aspirations of the communities through powering the future. Now, talking about powering the future, let's dig deeper into the concept of DIMO Energy with none other than the Executive Director of DIMO, Mr. Wijith Pushpawela. Hello to you.
Hi, Ashi.
So, let's start the conversation before we move towards the rebrand and realignment of the company. Let's start from the DIMO's history and the journey so far, and how has it been for the company?
Right. DIMO has started its operations way back in 1939 as an automobile company. Then we have ventured into many other areas, heavy machinery for construction equipment, and also we have ventured into agriculture. We been one of the leading players and energy, and also another step taken way back in 1990s. We have built our first power plant in Sapugaskanda in 1998. So from there we have come a long way in the power sector as well. So energy is one of the focus areas of our company. We've seen a huge potential in this area.
Great. Now, as the Executive Director of DIMO, you're also the in charge of DIMO Energy. Now, what is the thinking behind of realignment and rebranding all the power and energy operations into DIMO Energy?
Right. As I said, we have started our energy journey way back in 1990s. Then we have added on many areas. If I may explain, in the energy sector, we are in every voltages, meaning extra high voltage, medium voltage, low voltage. So we've been catering mainly to utilities and also to industries. So adding on many other areas in the energy sector, so we felt it's high time for us to realign and work and align all our resources in the energy sector. So we have rebranded our energy business. All that will come under DIMO Energy.
I would like to understand what are the different solutions that DIMO provides to the customers in different calibers.
Okay. Starting with the utility. Our utility, as we all know, Ceylon Electricity Board and LECO to some extent. So our core business in the energy sector is developing countries' energy or power infrastructure. So we built grid substations for Ceylon Electricity Board. That's our extra high voltage business, we mainly with the utilities. And then we cater to industries, the factories, be it warehouse, hotels, any industry. So we provide solutions, the medium voltage solutions to industries. And then we provide solutions to low voltage power, again focusing industries, and we have our own electrical panel assembly unit. So we produce electrical panels. So then in the energy sector we do a SCADA system, we call it. It is to monitor and control power systems especially in an area or a given specific compound. So we have SCADA systems to monitor and control power solutions. Those are the main areas in the power sector, and also renewable energy. I may miss out if I don't touch in renewable energy. We have renewable energy is another focus area. We have seen huge potential in this area, and we have aligned our resources, working with our principals, our brands. Renewable energy is another area that we are engaged in.
Let's also get into talking about the DIMO's involvement in building countries' power utility infrastructure.
Okay. Sri Lanka's grid is owned by Ceylon Electricity Board.
That's right.
To evacuate power from the various power plants and then transmit them to various locations in the country, and from there to distribute, you need grid substations or the switch yards you have seen, I think.
Yeah.
So the large, those switch yards. So we are very happy and we boast about it. We have been lucky to play a pivotal role in the power infrastructure development projects for CEB, and we account, or we have built 70% of the grid substations in Sri Lanka with our principal Siemens. Siemens is our core partner in our energy journey. There has been a lot of knowledge transfer taken place. Our engineers have been trained by Siemens, and there's Siemens involvement in our energy sector has been significant during the last 6 decades. So together with Siemens, we have come a long way and built, introduced new technologies to the country and built new grid substations.
Right. Now, with such high involvement in building the power utility infrastructure in the country, DIMO has also been very successful in contributing towards revolutionizing the renewable energy sector in Sri Lanka. What is your thinking behind this?
Right. When it comes to renewable energy, a lot of us think it's just solar, wind, and other renewable energy sources. But behind it, we need to have a very strong power evacuation and grid stability solutions. We are very happy to say that we have introduced first time to Sri Lanka a technology called variable shunt reactor, that is to evacuate power generated through larger wind plants. So the country needs, our utility needs to maintain the stability of the grid. So in order to stabilize the grid, when especially you have solar and wind plant connected to the grid, you need to develop your grid with newer technology. Then moving on, country's largest wind plant in Mana, owned by Ceylon Electricity Board, we have done entire electrical balance of plant, and we have done quite a lot of renewable solar systems and balance of plant in Sri Lanka.
I think it's now also time for us to focus and give importance towards the growth prospects. Now let's talk about the growth prospects DIMO Energy has in the energy spectrum.
Okay. I'll first touch what's the potential in Sri Lanka for renewable energy. Ashi, you may not believe the potential we have in this country. Being an island, being a tropical country, we have a potential to generate 16,000 megawatt of solar. Out of that, we only have tapped 650 megawatt. Then we have 24,000 megawatt of wind. Of that, you only have tapped 200 plus. So you can see the potential that we have. So what we would like to do is to harness the potential of wind and solar. Probably the country will go for export of power.
All right. Now, so far, Wijith, we were focusing about your business within the country.
Yeah.
And we know that DIMO has expanded its business beyond Sri Lanka. Let's talk about this expansion and your business arena as well.
First energy project outside Sri Lanka was in Myanmar. So we have successfully completed 2 projects, have a strong presence in Maldives and in Africa. We are executing a project in Uganda. We went to Uganda to establish our businesses in that region. Once again, we see very high potential.
As DIMO Energy moves forward with the vision of powering the future, we would like to know the future plans of DIMO and how are you trying to level up the local power industry?
Okay, let me start with one of the the latest project that we have concluded with the latest technology. That's the first ever microgrid project in Sri Lanka. Together with LECO and University of Moratuwa, with collaboration of our principals for that particular project, D-Hybrid, we have done the country's first microgrid project. A microgrid consists of solar, storage, that's batteries, and diesel generators, and also this entire system is connected to the national grid. So all 4 sources of power is managed by one software to give seamless, continuous power to that particular compound of the university premises. So this is our country's first microgrid project. So we strongly believe this is the future. Most of the developed countries have adopted this, especially for their islands and isolated locations, to have energy system independent of the national grid. So we hope there will be a lot of potential for microgrids in time to come. Another key area that we are focusing is panel building. We do have a panel building facility. We manufacture and assemble low voltage power panels. So we have now entered into a contract with our principal Siemens to build panels under license of Siemens, with the aim of targeting, or rather to export panels to neighboring countries, since those will be manufactured under the name of Siemens. Next, Ashi, agrivoltaic is a new word, but it's been practiced in most of the developed countries and also especially in Africa. Let me start it this way. Solar projects, we usually, for ground mounted solar projects, we cut trees and install solar panels on the ground after cutting trees. You don't see an issue here because you cut trees to get green energy. There's some problem, right?
There is.
Okay. So what we feel is that being a country with very limited land space, we sometimes use arable lands to install solar panels. There is a solution. You have solar panels above your farms, your cultivations, be it vegetable, be it fruits. So you can have your solar panels above your cultivation. That is called agrivoltaic. We are focusing in this area. We work with a German company again. We've gone through various discussions with them. So agrivoltaic is an area that we are very keen in developing in Sri Lanka.
I feel like the realignment of DIMO Energy is good for the company going forward and looking at the future plans of the company as well. All that being said, we believe that it's always a leader's vision that flows down the company. And you, as the executive director and also the director in charge of DIMO Energy, what is your personal vision to take the company forward?
Okay, let me start with our resources. Country produces brilliant engineers. We've seen very, very intelligent engineers produced by our universities. What we do is we bring in technology through our principals, and we work with these young engineers, we groom them, and we develop our power infrastructure. So while doing it, as I mentioned earlier, we focus on export markets. Maybe panels, we build panels and we export, and also to do projects outside Sri Lanka, so that country will be benefited. Our young engineers will get opportunities to work outside Sri Lanka, and also power generation. So we'll be a key player in generating power through renewable energy in time to come. So all in all, power generation here, probably power generation outside Sri Lanka, and definitely EPC, the power electrical projects, power infrastructure projects outside Sri Lanka, and panel export are the key areas, and we really would like to establish ourselves as one of the leading power engineering company in the country.
I think in today's discussion through Pulse, we were successful in digging deeper into the headlines of DIMO rebranding all their power and energy operations into DIMO Energy. And as they move forward to powering the future, we would like to wish DIMO all the very best going forward. And thank you so much, Mr. Wijith Pushpawela, for joining with us for a great conversation. It was very fruitful and informative. Thank you so much for joining with us.
Thank you, Ashi. Thanks a lot.